I'm gonna walk you through each of those. Hey, fourth grade, back with another lesson today. We are going to be focusing on how to solve elapsed time problems using an open number line. So yesterday we didn't solve them, we just focused on what are the three different parts. Today we're actually going to solve them, and we're going to solve those same three problems from yesterday. One does not have a start time, one does not have an elapsed time, and one does not have an end time. And you're going to get practice with all three of those because those are the three styles that would be presented to you at any point in time. So we are going to jump right into that. I'm excited. All right, we are going to start right off with the first question that we did yesterday. I'm not changing the questions because I don't want it to, I want us to be familiar with them and get comfortable with them as we go through. So we're going to look at this problem. It says Leo records his sister's piano recital. The recital starts at 1:15 p.m. and lasts 1 hour and 20 minutes. What time does the recital end? So yesterday we went through and we knew that the start time was 1:15 p.m. It lasted 1 hour and 20 minutes, and we need to find the end time. So as I look down here at my, I just have that basic line so that I can start to fill things in. So because I did this kind of sets it up really nice for me to know what I should do on my number line. So I know my start time was 1:15, so I can put that right here, 1:15 p.m. And then I'm going to just add this arrow at the end so I know it goes on and on forever going this way. 1:15 p.m. Now I need to go 1 hour and 20 minutes into the future to get to the end time. I need to go forward in time to find my end time. So I have to go forward 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to start with 1 hour. If there's hours, I often just go straight to getting those, to doing those first. So it's 1 hour into the future, and I can make that hop as big as I like, as much, that 1 hour hop, and I can kind of, it's not so much as big as you want, but it doesn't need to be a specific size. It's an open number line, meaning I can kind of make it fit on my page. And make it kind of fit what I need it to do. 1:15 to 2:15. If I go 1 hour ahead of 1:15, I've made it to 2:15. It's just adding an hour to my hour spot there. Then I'm going to do the 20-minute hop. Okay, I'm going to take that. I'm going to go 20 minutes into the future. I made it a little bit smaller to show that 20 minutes is less than an hour. Okay, so now if I go 20 minutes in the future from 2:15, I can count by fives. That's typically the easiest for me when I'm doing it in my head. It's just 2:15, 2:20, 2:25, 2:30, 2:35. Okay, so that will get me to 2:35 p.m. And this is how I know when to stop. It's because I have done 1 hour and 20 minutes of elapsed time. I've made 1 hour and 20 minutes of jumps into the future time, into that forward moving time. So now I can confidently say that this is my end time. I have my start time here. The elapsed time is those hops, and this is my last end time. So to answer that question, what time does the recital end? I would say it ends at 2:35 p.m. And that is my final answer. All right, now I'm going to try one where instead of the end time being unknown, the elapsed time is unknown. I'm going to use that same setup as I did before, where I just start with like the basic line. I can put those arrows right at the ends, and I just leave it open. We need to get, it says if football practice starts at 3:10 p.m. and ends at 5:15 p.m., how long does practice last? So we need to know what's happening in the middle. We need to know those hops, how many hops there are, how the amount of minutes within those hops, or the amount of hours in those hops. So I'm going to start again. My start time is known, so I can put that right at the start here. 3:10 p.m. Okay, and now I have to get all the way to 5:15 at the end. I could write 5:15 here. I don't like to do that because I like, it doesn't always, my work doesn't always line up perfectly with it. And so I'm just going to keep in mind that I need to stop as soon as I get to 5:15. I'm going to start with those hour hops. Those are the easiest to do typically. And so I'm just going to start with an hour hop into the future. So if I start at 3:10 and I do 1 hour hop, and a 1 hour hop, I'm going to get to 4:10 p.m. Okay. That was 1 hour. Okay, so now I'm at 4:10 p.m. So it's not 5:15 yet. I have not made it to my end time yet. What I do notice though is that I can go another hour and still not be to 5:15. I can go an hour ahead, and that would be 5:10. So that is a safe jump to make. So I'm going to make that one and know that this is now 5:10 p.m. and that was a 1 hour hop. Again, I got to pay attention to the hops that I'm making because that's what I'm going to end up using at the end. So I never want to forget to write like the size of the jump that I'm making. I want to make sure to note that because that's going to help me find my answer in the future. So it says, so we've made the 1 hour hop to 4:10, the 1 hour hop to 5:10, and I have to get to 5:15. And I know that in order to get from 5:10 to 5:15, I need to make a 5-minute hop. Again, I make that minute hop really small just to show visually that 5 minutes is less than 1 hour. It's not a perfect sized hop, but it shows what I want it to show. So now I have my start time. I've made it to my end time. And the question was, how long was practice? So I have to count up this. 1 hour plus 1 hour plus 5 minutes is 2 hours and 5 minutes. So how long did practice last? Practice lasted 2 hours and 5 minutes. And there we have it. All right, we are on to our final problem now. This is the problem from yesterday where we did not know the start time. James rides the train from Lakeside to Kingston. The train ride lasts 18 minutes. If the train arrives in Kingston at 3:35 p.m., what time did the train ride start? Okay, so the last 2 times we've been able to put a start time here and been able to move forward in time. This time we're going to be moving backwards in time. I don't know my start time. I have to find a way to get to it. So I'm going to put my end time here because that's where we're going to begin our work. 3:35 p.m. Okay, that's my end time. That's when we arrive at Kingston. And I need to find out what it looks like to get back to my start time. So 3:35 p.m. and we have to go back in time 18 minutes. I'm going to take it slowly. I am going to do 10 minutes. Instead of 18 minutes, I'm going to take it back 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a nice even number. It's something that I feel comfortable using for my first jump. So I'm going to take 10 minutes back. 10 minutes. And if I go 10 minutes back from 3:35, I'd be at 3:25. Because I had 35 minutes and then I go back 10 minutes and that's 25. 3:25 p.m. Okay. Then I need to keep going because I have not quite made it all the way back my full 18 minutes. Again, 8 minutes is all I have to go back from here, but I still would like to break that up even farther. I'm going to do a 5-minute hop. The reason I chose 5 minutes is because I can see here that I can't take away 8 minutes yet, or I can, but it's going to take a little bit, it's going to take some borrowing and things like that. And so to avoid that, I'm just going to break up that step. And I'm going to say 3:25. To go back in time another 5 minutes is going to be 3:20 p.m. Okay, so I've now gone back 15 minutes, but I need to go back 18 minutes. So now I'm going to do 3 minutes, a 3-minute hop. 3 minutes. And if I was at 3:20 and I went back 3 minutes, that'd be 3:19, 3:18, 3:17. 3:17 p.m. Okay, so now I have my end time. I've officially gone back the 18 minutes that it told me to. So this is my start time. This is what time the train must have left the station. So to answer the question, I go back and I read it. It says if the train arrives at 3:35 p.m., what time did the train ride start? So I can answer that by saying the train started, or the train ride started at 3:17 p.m. And that's going to be my final answer.